Hello, you're watching Stories of Faith, where Bible heroes teach us what faith can do. Long ago, in the beautiful kingdom of Persia, there lived a sweet and kind girl named Esther. Esther had lost her parents when she was little, but her loving cousin Mordecai took care of her like his own daughter. Mordecai would often say, "Esther, remember God has a very special plan for you." Esther loved God with all her heart, but she had no idea just how amazing God's plan for her would be. One day there was big news across the kingdom. The royal messengers announced, "The king is looking for a new queen." Girls from all over the land were chosen to meet King Xerxes. And guess what? Esther was one of them. Mordecai hugged Esther goodbye and said, "Don't tell anyone you're Jewish. Trust God. He will guide you." Esther nodded bravely and entered the palace, her heart full of faith. The palace was huge and shiny, with golden walls and sparkling chandeliers. When it was her turn to meet the king, she stepped forward with a kind smile and a calm heart. King Xerxes was amazed by her kindness and beauty and said, "She will be my queen." In the palace worked a very proud and selfish man named Haman. Haman loved when people bowed down to him, but there was one man who refused, Mordecai. "I only bow to God," Mordecai said boldly. This made Haman furious. He came up with a wicked plan to get rid of Mordecai and all the Jewish people. Haman went to King Xerxes with his plan. "Your Majesty," he said slyly, "there is a group of people in your kingdom who don't follow your laws. They are different from everyone else and shouldn't be allowed to live. If it pleases the king, let me issue a decree to destroy them." The king trusted Haman and agreed. He handed Haman his royal seal, allowing him to make the decree official. Haman smiled wickedly, knowing his evil plan was now in motion. Mordecai sent an urgent message to Esther. "You have to speak to the king," he said. "Who knows? Maybe God made you queen for such a time as this." Esther felt her heart pound. Speaking to the king without being invited could mean death. But she also knew Mordecai was right. She prayed and fasted for 3 days, asking God for strength and wisdom. After praying, Esther wrote a note to Mordecai. "Gather all the Jews in Susa and pray for me. I will go to the king, even though it's against the law. And if I perish, I perish." On the 3rd day, she stood tall, put on her royal robes, and with courage in her heart, she stepped into the king's throne room. To everyone's relief, King Xerxes smiled and held out his golden scepter. "What do you wish, my queen?" he asked. "Even half the kingdom is yours." Esther invited the king and Haman to a special dinner. At the dinner, she carefully revealed the truth. "My king, Haman, has made a plan to destroy me and my people." King Xerxes was stunned. "What?" he roared. Haman turned as pale as a ghost. He had been caught. The king was furious with Haman for his evil plan. Haman was punished, and Mordecai was honored by the king for his loyalty. But the best news? The Jewish people were saved, and they celebrated with great joy, thanking God for protecting them. As Esther watched her people rejoice, she realized something important. God had a plan for me all along, she thought. Her courage and faith had made a difference not just for her, but for everyone. Wow, Esther taught us that even when we're scared, faith gives us the courage to stand up for what's right. Wasn't that an amazing story? And guess what? There are so many more faith-filled adventures waiting for you. Tap that like button, hit subscribe, and go ahead. Watch the next adventure now. See you there.